This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so in last session we discussed about that comments, right? And also we discussed about that how we can pass that credentials different ways, right? And we'll discuss when we discuss about that user data, right? That is the last topic we discussed, and we discussed about that state file, right? So if you delete that state file and if you execute the Terraform script, what will happen? It is going to create one more time whatever the resources which you mentioned in that Terraform script, right? Okay, so today we are going to discuss about that the outputs. See, once if you create the EC instance, so it is going to give that public IP, private IP, the instance ID, all the details, right? So I want to display those things, right? Then we'll discuss about that security groups, how to create the security groups. Then I am user. So we have created that I am user manually. We can write a one Terraform script and you can automate it. And S3 bucket, simple storage service, then Elastic App. So these are the things we are going to discuss today. See, output values like that return values of a Terraform module. See, our normal functions in Java and all, once if you call that function, it is going to return one value, right? Whether it is int or float. Same way, here output values also, it's like a return values of the Terraform modules. So how we are going to declare the Terraform output value? See, using this one. However, we have created variables using the variable. Here we are going to use output, right? Output, we are going to use it. You can create a one Terraform script called as output.tf. You can create one Terraform script called as output.tf, right? So, however, we have created a one script for variables var.tf. So, like that, you can create one script called as output.tf. Okay, so here I am going to create output dot. So this is another example. So I can keep that. So I think this is the sixth example. Dot out dot tf or output dot tf. So you can rename it if you want. Hmm. Output dot tf. Okay. So here the output variables we are going to you declare using that output, right? So what you want to display about that EC instance? So I want to display that public IP address. Okay, so for that one you can mention here AWS EC2 instance public IP. So any name you can keep it here, guys. Okay, so now you can mention that description. Description is equal to. So you can keep the message here. The public IP address of EC2 instance. EC2 instance. Okay. So here value. How to get that value? So it's same way like variable only. But variables we are going to give the input, but output we are going to get after creating the EC instance or whatever the resource you are going to specify. Those properties it is going to give. right? Output. So if you get a value, what we are going to use? Dollar symbol within the flower bracket. You can keep that AWS underscore instance. So guys, this one you have to keep exactly AWS instance dot. So whatever that name you are going to give, suppose you are going to create that main.tf 06 dot main.tf. So in this main.tf, so guys, I'm going to hard code this one. Okay. See here, what is the name you are giving? So if you want to get this resource details, you have to call AWS underscore instance dot this name you have to use. Dot you have to get that public IP address. Public underscore IP. So how to get this one? I don't know. I'm new to this Terraform, right? I will show you. Okay, how to get this one only. From where I can get that, I will show you. Right? So already you know these things. So AWS underscore instance, and whatever the name you have given here, that name, right? Dot that public underscore IP address, IP you have to keep. Same way like you can keep that private. Okay, so you can mention here private IP address. So here also you have to change that private IP. Right. So like this you can keep it here. Okay. So now let me create a one instance. So you have to use that provider also. Just this provider is enough. 06. Okay. So let me create a one. MKDR6. Go inside that 6. VA provider.tf. Then main.tf. Save it. Now if you see, three scripts are there. Provider.tf, output.tf, main.tf. So first initialize that one. Terraform init. So it is showing that one error in the line number 3 and line number 8. Okay. So what you have to do? Easily you can able to guess it. Can you guess? Missed the colons, double quotes. Where in the output.tf here. Okay. Okay. So done. Initialization is done. So now just you can execute that plan, Terraform plan. See here, if you observe here, public IP address, right? private IP address, public IP address. Suppose if you want to get that ID, you can use that ID also, right? So whatever the key name you're using, if you want to display those things, you can see here, right? So like that, you don't want to remember all these things. Just you can use the Terraform time. It will give that all the properties. Take that one, whatever you want to display. Right. So if you want to know the instance state, instance underscore state. So like that, you can get that all these things and you can display. Okay, so right now we are displaying that public IP address and private IP address. Right. So just now you can use that Terraform apply hyphen auto approve. See here changes to be after apply only known, means after creating only we can able to see these output variables values. See, it is not displaying right now. After creating only we can know, right, the public IP address and private address IP address of that instance. See here that ECT instance, public IP address and private IP address both are displaying here. When it is displaying after creating that output.tf, in the output.tf, whatever that output values you have specified, those values only it is going to display. Suppose if you want one more, so one more, like I want to display that AMI or ID, ECT instance ID. So just what you will do, you can add this one more, instance underscore ID or instance ID. You can keep like this one. So this one here you can mention that EC2 instance ID. So instead of this one, we are going to use that ID, right? So now just you can add this line into that outs.tf and come here, save it. Now execute that Terraform apply. Again we did the mistake. No? Therefore missing that double quotes here also. So just execute. Now it will display that three values. See here, instance ID. So just if you want, you can compare with in that so 01 A1. Just go here, just refresh it. See here, 01 A1, the instance ID. So like this guys, so whatever that values you want to display after creating, you can use that output.tf. There you can specify what are the output values you want. Clear? If you don't create that output.tf, it is not going to display. Okay. So next one is security groups. What is the use of security groups? So already we use this one, but we don't know much about that one. Yes or no? See, you have installed that this one Tomcat server, Jenkins server, SonarKeep, Nexus. Can we able to access that server URL from our browser? No. After enabling the port in the secret groups, we are going to access it. So secret group acts as like a virtual firewall for your instance to control the incoming and outgoing traffic. Inbound rules control the incoming traffic to your instance, and outbound rules control the outgoing traffic from your instance. Right. So it's kind of a firewall. See, if you are using that on-premises servers, you will use that firewall D command to enable the ports, right? Disabling the ports and all. So, but we are using the EC2 instances. So in the EC2 instances, we are going to call it a secret group, right? So these secret groups are associated with the network interfaces. We'll discuss what is the network interfaces in the AWS. Okay, so now just you can remember. So security group, using the security group, we can control the traffic, incoming and outgoing traffic from your EC2 instance, right? So see, when you are creating a EC2 instance, it is going to create, or you can select that already existing EC2 instance, right? So I want to create that security groups. See, if you want to create a security group, see, go here. So already existing security groups are there. If you want to create a security group, we are going to click on security group, create security group, click on, see here, give the security group name, test. So the VPC, you have to give that VPC ID. Without VPC, you are not able to create that security group. Okay, this is the default security, default VPC ID. So if you want, you can create your own VPC also. So that VPC service is very, very, very important. Without knowing this VPC service, you are not able to apply, because using this VPC in all the networking concept, it will come under the VPC only. So we are going to cover that VPC service as part of our AWS classes. Okay. So once that VPC you can able to understand, so we'll use that one Terraform script. We are going to create that how to create the VPC. Okay, so maybe I will create one recorded video how to create the VPC, how to attach the VPC to that your create the subnets, private subnets, public subnets, and how to attach EC2 instances to that public subnet. I will do one video end to end, and I will upload into the YouTube channel. Okay, so now we'll go with this the default whatever we are getting from AWS. Okay, then add rules. Click on add rules. So here we are adding that inbound rules. So if you want to enable specific port, okay, you can select that one. Custom TCP. If you want to enable all the ports, all TCP. So if you enable all the ports, it will see 0 to 65,535. This is the port number range 0 to 65,535. Right. So here the CIDR block. So we can mention specify from anywhere. So specify from my IP address. Okay. So specify that IP address also. Right. So you can select that here from anywhere. Means we can access this server from anywhere, from any laptop. Suppose if you want to specify only the specific port, select that one, custom TCP. So here I am going to use that. I want to enable the 8080 port number. So here I'm going to give that anywhere. Same way, I want to enable the output outbound rules. So for that one, add under outbound rules. So here I'm going to select that custom TCP. Here I'm going to enable that 9980. Select it. Click on create secret group. So description test by manually means we are creating manually. Click on create secret. See? Now if you go to the secret groups, you will see whatever we have created. See this one test description test manually test by manually, right? So this one I want to create through Terraform script. Okay, so for that one we are going to write 07 at group.tf. Okay, so for this one, so if you want you can write that provider section, or if you want you can create another file called as provider.tf. Okay, so let me create it 07.tf provider.tf, right? So here we are going to mention that how to create that secret group. So resource, see, if you want to create a EC instance, what we are specifying here, resource AWS underscore. If it is the EC instance, we are specifying that AWS underscore instance, right? If you want to create that secret group, AWS underscore security group, security underscore group. So guys, you have to keep exactly like this one, AWS underscore security underscore group space. You can give any name here. Okay, security group by MSS. Okay, so flower bracket open, close. So here you have to give the details. Okay, so name is equal to, you can give any name here. So I'm giving that security groups by TF Terraform script. Okay, description description is equal to, so description you can give. So this security group SG created by automatically through Terraform script, right? Then VPC underscore ID. VPC ID you have to specify. VPC ID you have to specify. Where I will get that VPC ID? You can go to here, right? So already we are using this one. See here VPC, or just you can search here VPC. So here you can see your VPCs. One VPC is there. Only one VPC right now. We didn't create it manually, right? So just take this VPC. Even you will get it here also in the secret groups. See, already we created the secret groups. These security groups created using this VPC. See, this is also same VPC FD01 D696. Right. So go here, give this one. So without VPC, you are not able to create the security groups. Okay. Then, so you have to select that inbound and outbound, right? So for that one, we are going to mention in if you want to enable the inbound rules, we are going to use the ingress. Ingress. Okay. So flower bracket open, close. So here you can mention that one. Description is equal to enabling the inbound rules. Right. So which port you want? Suppose I want to enable that 8080. So from underscore port is equal to, okay, mention that 8080. To underscore port is equal to 8080. Suppose if you want to enable only 8080, so the from port and to port should be the same. See, if you want to enable from range of port numbers, so that time you should specify that from which port to which port. Okay. So for the numbers, you don't want to keep into that double quotes. Right. Then protocol. See, we have two types of protocols: TCP protocol, UDP protocol. So I want to enable only that TCP protocol. Protocol is equal to, within the double quotes, specify the TCP. Right. Then CIDR underscore blocks. We have to specify from from where you have to access that one. So if you want to access from anywhere, so it is a list of IP addresses, right? So list we are going to specify the square brackets. So here, if you want to specify from anywhere, you can use that 0.0 slash 0. So we'll discuss in detail what is this CIDR block in the AWS VPC concept, right? So like this, you have to provide that inbound rules. Same way, outbound rules. So if you want to enable the outbound rules, very simple. Just we'll copy paste this one only. Instead of ingress, what we are going to mention, egress, right? Ingress and egress. So here I want to enable other port number. Specify that one, 9980. Suppose if you want to enable from 8080 to 9980. So from port and to port, right? So let's see. Okay. Then I want to give the name, right? So however, if you see here, name is empty, right? Right now, I want to give a name. Okay. So for that one, so here, sorry, whatever the name we have given, this name I need to give. So for that one, here we are going to use that tags. Already we know, right? For EC instance, we have created with the name tag, and name is equal to. So whatever the name you want to give, you can give SG by Terraform script. SG by Terraform script. Okay. So now let me create this one, this script. So go here, go back one level up, create a directory mkdir 7, go inside that particular directory. Here you can create it vi. So you can create main.tf or whatever you want. Save it. And va provider dot tf. So Saptagiri is asking, sir, in case if you want to allow all traffic, so you can use that 0. See here, if you want to enable all the traffic, so you can specify here 0, and that is the minimum range, maximum range 5,000, 55,635, right? 56,000 or yes, 55,000, 65,000, right? 60, 65, 535. You can keep like this one. So that time it is going to enable all the ports, right? In the outbound. If you want to enable in the inbound, here you can specify 0, 65,535. Like that you can specify it. Okay. So now the provider the TF, save it. So Terraform init. Okay. Then Terraform apply. So it is giving that some error. An argument name CIDR block is not expected here. Blocks. So if you see clearly, it is giving an argument named CIDR block we have specified. It is not expected here. So did you mean CIDR blocks? Means instead of this one, this one. Yes, we have to use that. Yes, CIDR blocks, not block. Read that message when you are getting error. Have to read so that easily can able to understand. Okay, it's clearly giving this error message. You are using like this one, but we are not expected here. But we are expecting like this one. Okay. So yes. See, apply complete. Resource one is added, right? Zero change, zero destroy. Now you can go here. Just refresh it. See, SG by secret group by Terraform, right? So like this, guys, you can create the secret groups and you can use the secret group for your instances. Clear? So anybody have any questions? Can we add both secret groups and instance in the same script? Yes. See what you will do. First create the secret group. Then you can create the EC instance. Then attach this secret group. That is also possible. So I am going to do one video end to end. Okay. See whatever we are going to discuss so far, that one I will do one video and I will upload in the YouTube channel. So already I have the script. I will share that script also with you guys. How to create the VPC, how to create the secret group, how to create the instances, how to attach the secret group, all these things. Okay. So now we are learning that pieces, right? Separate each topic. Then I will show you I will do one video in the real time how we are going to use this Terraform, right? And also Balaji sir also going to show one very good script. Just if you run that Terraform script, automatically it is going to install, create that whatever the EC2 instances we want, the security groups, everything. Then it is going to map everything end to end. Okay, installing the softwares. For that one, we use it that Ansible. We did that one very good video, and already it is there in the YouTube channel also. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about that IAM user. See, IAM abbreviation is Identity and Access Management. Using this one, we can enable the access to which is the AWS services and resources securely. Right. Using IAM, you can create and manage the AWS users and groups and use the permission to allow and deny their access to the AWS resources. See, did you remember we have created one IAM user? For that one, we didn't provide that policy. We didn't attach the policy easy to full access. That time we are getting the error, right? Means you are not able to access that instances. We are not able to create the instances, right? So using this IAM, we can able to do it. So IAM is a feature of your AWS account offered at no additional charge. See, IAM is a free of cost. IAM is a one service which is providing by that AWS. Same way like other cloud providers also providing that IAM guys, but it's a free of cost. You know they are not going to charge if you use that IAM module. But if you use that EC2 instance, that is also a one service, right? They are going to charge you, right? So if you want to create a IAM, how we are doing? We are going here and we are searching with IAM. Click on this IAM. Then here, if you see here, click on users. Already we have created one user. So like that, you can create one more user using that add users. Right. So specify the name test IAM user. Right. See here, programmatic access, AWS management console access. Okay. So I am giving that both. So here auto generated instead of that one, select the password. So I'm giving the password as a password only. So it is saying that password not password at the rate 40 I'm giving. Okay. Next. So I'm not giving any at I'm not assigning any policies. Next, next, create user. So now we have created a one user called a test IAM user. Right. So now use this one. See here, users with AWS management console access and they can log in. So this is the account ID. See here 8894 is there, na? That is my account ID. See here 8894. This is my account ID. Okay, so what you will do now? Open the another browser. Okay, AWS management console. Open that one. So here see they're asking that account 12-digit account. So if you want to sign in with the root user as a user email, you can click on this one. So if you want to log in with IAM, select this one, IAM user, IAM. So that time you have to give that account here, right? So what is your account? You can go here, see, this is your account. Okay, next, it is going to ask the username. See here, IAM username. So I'm here, the username is test IAM, correct? Na? Test IAM user. test I am user. Password @000. See, it is asking change the password. Old password. New password. Confirmation password. Means we didn't give properly. So it has changed successfully. And now, if you want to access that EC2 instances, just search with EC2. Okay. If you see, you can able to see any instances. What you are getting the message? You are not authorized to perform this operation. Means you don't have the access. Now, what I have to do? You need to provide the access. If you want to provide the access, go to here. Okay, go back to your IAM module. IAM. So users, select this test IAM user. Okay, permissions. Add permission. Add permission. Attach existing policy. So you can give that EC2 full. Amazon EC2 full. Select this one. Click on next. Add permissions. That's it. Now see, we have given this one, this policy. We have attached this policy. Now you can go here, just refresh it. Even see, we are not able to see that launch, means we are not able to create it. See now, we can able to. So like that, you can provide whatever that policy, whatever that the permissions you want to provide. Right. So instead of manually creating this IAM user, I want to create one Terraform script and I want to write that one. Right. So for that one, you can use that one Terraform script. So go to here. So just this is the common one, provider 08 dot provider.tf. Okay. Then IAM user creation.tf. Right. So here you have to write that script. Right. It's a very simple resource. Okay. So here you have to give the name. So any name you can give. Sorry, here you have to give that AWS underscore IAM underscore user. Right. AWS underscore IAM underscore user. Right. So here you have to mention that any name IAM user. Okay. So this one you can give your wish. See, AWS underscore security underscore group, AWS underscore instance, like that. AWS underscore IAM underscore user, lower bracket open. So here, which user you want to create it? Name is equal to. So I'm going to give that Bhaskar. So I want to create a one IAM user called as Bhaskar. Right? It's very simple. Now Just create a one directory. So go back mkdir 8, go inside that 8 vi, save it. Now you can create im user creation.tf. Okay, very simple creating that im user. Now you can use Terraform init. Terraform apply. Say yes. Okay. So what it is giving the error? What error it is giving? Can you guess what we need to do? So this particular user, the resource group, okay, we don't have that IAM creation. That so what to do? Go to that roles. We created one role. Did you remember? We have created one role. That role we have attached to our, see this one, Terraform role, right? For this role, we have to attach the policy. See, attach policy. Earlier we added only Amazon EC2 full access. So like that, you can search here. I am full. See, I am full. Automatically it will come. Just go on attach policy. Right now, you can go ahead and execute. It will create that one. Say yes. It's created. Now you can go here to the users and see it has created. See, Bhaskar user. It's created. Suppose you got a requirement. I want to create that 5 users. Okay. What to do? Create one file called as var.tf. So here you can specify as a variable all the list of users, usernames. Okay. So within the double quotes, you have to specify that variable name. Flower bucket open, close. So here specify that type. So we have to pass that n number of, right? So for that one, we are going to that list. List of what is the type? String. Just specify that string like this one. So we are going to pass n number of users. The type is string. So you have to keep. And the values default. So it is a list, right? So list, how we are going to represent? The square brackets. So in the square brackets, we are going to keep that names. Mithun, comma, within the double quotes. Manan, comma, Shishir, Rathik. So like this, I am keeping that 4 usernames, right? But separated by comma. you have to keep that usernames in the double quotes, right? Then save it. Now open that I am user creation. So here, instead of keeping that one name, so I'm going to keep that comment for this one. So now I want to get that. So count how many numbers. Count is equal to where that, right, usernames. So here whatever the name we have given and that variable, right? So how we are going to get that value? So one second, va where dot tf. See here, you have given that usernames, no? So now open. So if you want to get a count, so we have one function called as length. We have one function called as length. Okay, so in that function, so what is the variable length you want to get? For that one, where that this one usernames, whatever you have created that variable name. Now we are going to get that all the usernames to this particular variable. Now we want to iterate one by one, and we need to pass to this name attribute. Name is equal to, so where that usernames dot usernames, and you have to specify this one count dot index. It is going to get one by one, right? So we are specifying index here, one by one it is going to get it. Let's see. Now if you run the same Terraform script, it is going to modify, because same Terraform script we are using, right? So it will see, it is saying that refresh, say yes. See, it's creating. So 3 resources added, 1 changed, because already one user was there, na? That's why. Let's see, go here, just if you refresh it, see, Mithun, Manan, Rudvik, Shishir. So all these users has created, right? So like this, guys, see, creating the users also, it's very simple. Clear? So like this, you can create that IAM users. Okay. So in detail, again, we are going to discuss about that. What is the IAM? Okay. So whatever we did, so all these things we are going to discuss again in the AWS services. Okay. So next one is simple storage service, S3 bucket. So S3 stands for simple storage service. It's a one storage service, right? This is also very important service which we are going to discuss as part of our AWS DevOps Master Program. Amazon Simple Storage Service is an object storage that offers industry-leading scalability, data availability, security, and performance. So if you see here, Amazon S3 is an object storage service. Object storage means we can store the images, we can store the files, PDF files or doc files or notes, right? So that's why we are calling as this one is a object storage, right? So you can store that whatever you want, videos, right? HTML files, right? So these things we can call as objects. See, videos we can call as object, files we can call as objects, right? So that's why we are calling that object storage. Okay, so and also it is the data availability, security and performance also, it's very good. So you can store that n number of files and securely you can access it. Even without providing the access, they are not able to access that files which are there in the S3 bucket, right? So it is the object based storage, means you can store the images, Word files and PDF files. In S3, data is organized in the form of buckets. Bucket is nothing but it's a container. It's a container. See why they are calling bucket? Bucket is like it's a container, right? It can store that some data. Suppose if you take our bucket, what purpose we are going to use the bucket? To keep that water, right? So here S3 bucket contains that data. See, it's a bucket is like a folder in S3 that stores the files and images, whatever you want. So how to create this S3 bucket? So go to your AWS, just search with S3, see S3, and right now see here, you don't have any buckets, hmm? Large bucket, small bucket. Where you use these words apart from this DevOps? KFC with the 8 pieces, 16 pieces, buckets. Sir, no. So there also you will see one container, na? Yes or no? Okay, so create a bucket, not the KFC bucket, S3 bucket. Okay. Oh, Srini is saying so far I have never been to KFC. Good. Really, it is very good, man. Okay. You are a good boy, Srini. Nice, man. Hmm? Oh, Anand is saying he is a vegetarian. That's why he never been into KFC. Okay. But when we are going to office, na, with colleagues force, I went 4 to 5 times. So that time I saw, but it is not at all good, really. Okay, so we don't want to go into that side. So we'll create that our S3 buckets. Okay, see here, create bucket. So give the name MSS S3 bucket. You can give any name. See, select that in which region you want to create it. So we want to create in that Mumbai region only. Okay, see here, copy settings from existing bucket. So if you have already created any bucket, whatever the configurations you have applied for that one, if you want to use those configurations for this bucket which we are going to create, you can choose. Right now we didn't created any, right? So then, so here, see here, versioning, bucket versioning. So if you want, you can enable it. Okay, add tag. So I'm not adding. Click on create bucket. Girish is saying even in office also buckets will be there, sir. Without doing work, roaming with seniors. That is their way of securing their job. Bhaiya, yes, I know. Whoever don't have technically, they are doing that kind of. I know. Even in my office also is there. Okay. See here. Now we have created one bucket. This one. See, if you want, you can upload the files. See, create a folder, upload the files. Then you can access it. Those files, directories, you can access it. Right now it is empty. So it is showing that you don't have any objects in this bucket. If you want, you can upload it. Right. So select here, drag and drop the folders, whatever you want here. Suppose this shell script I am going to drag. Okay, so I'm uploading. Upload it. Okay, it's uploaded. Now go back to your bucket. So MSS S3 bucket, this one, right? See, now this is the file we have uploaded. So right, guys, all those things we are going to discuss. See, if you want to access, this is the URL. This is the URL. MSS S3 bucket. This one. Right. So here many options are there. Okay. We'll discuss all these things, how to give the permissions, to whom we need to give the permissions, all these things in the S3 service we are going to discuss. Now, instead of creating these buckets, I want to write a script, right? So for that one, we are going to write the Terraform script and we are going to run that one. Okay. So let me write one Terraform script. 09.s3 bucket.tf. Okay. So here I'm going to use that resource, the resource name AWS underscore S3 underscore bucket. Right. So did you observe that? So all the resource names are going to start with AWS underscore instance, AWS underscore security group, right? Security underscore group, IAM underscore user, like that, S3 underscore bucket. So Jiten asking whichever created S3 data is available in the server. Yes, in the data center it is going to be available. So and you can give that name here, any name you can give, S3 by MSS. Okay, power bucket open, close here. So give that bucket is equal to whatever that name you want. Okay, S3 bucket. Okay, TF. Then ACL, that permissions. Okay, so I'm making private, so no one able to access it. Right, private. So versioning, I have enabled. Did you remember versioning? Yes, ACL means access control list. So I'm making as private, means no one able to access it. Okay, so public also is there. By default, they are going to access it if you make it public. So versioning. Versioning. So here enabled is equal to true. Okay. So just if you execute this one, it is going to create it. So after that, I am going to enable some lifecycle rules. Suppose today we have uploaded one file object. So after 30 days, I want to move into that. So in the S3 bucket, we have various storage classes are there. Standard, Glacier. So we'll discuss again all these things in the AWS. Okay, so after AWS services, go through these videos again. That time you will get that more knowledge. Okay, so now I am going to enable that some rules, lifecycle rules. life cycle underscore rule flower bracket open close. So enabled is equal to true, right? Then transition. Suppose if days is equal to 30 days. Okay, so I want to change the storage class. So for that one, you can use that storage underscore class is equal to. So specify that class name standard underscore IA. So this is one storage class. Okay, so I'm going to add another transition. So if the days is equal to 60 days, okay, so it is going to move to the glacier. So this is another storage class. If the object is in this one, so the way of accessing is different, right? The properties are different, right? So like that, two transitions I use. You can then name you have to give tags is equal to. Okay, so here name M capital letter name is equal to. You can give S3 bucket created by Terraform script, right? You can create like this one. So save it, go here, mkdir 9, go inside that 9 va s3 bucket dot tf, save it, va provider dot tf. You need to pass this one, provider information, or directly you can specify in the main script also, where in the s3 bucket dot tf we have created, there also you can specify this provider section here. Now Terraform execute this command, init command. So it is giving that life cycle unsupported block type life cycle rule. Okay, it is saying that unsupported. Maybe we use it in yes within the script. Okay, so we did mistake here. We have to keep this one inside the term, where inside this resource means here you should keep it. Okay, so just remove here, keep inside here. Okay, so here also you can change it, va s3 bucket.tf. So what we are going to do, so I will remove this one here, this one I'm going to close here. So this closing for this opening means you are keeping this life cycle section inside that resource block, right? Now we can execute Terraform init. Okay, so it's good. Now we can apply it. Terraform up. Blocks of this transition are not expected here. Did you mean transition? Okay, maybe I have given that wrong the spelling. Transition. Okay, I used that here extra. Yes, and go ahead and VA S3 bucket. Save it. Terraform apply. Say yes. What it is giving? So we don't have that S3 bucket creation. What we have to do? You have to add that policy. Go to the IAM. Okay, that for go to the roles. Okay, so for this role, this is the role which we are using. For this role, you can add the attach the policy called as S3 full Amazon S3 full access. Okay, click on attach policy. Okay, now see, did we add it? Still showing. Let's refresh it. No, it is not added. I think S3 full. It's added. Oh, it's there. See, it is there. Now we can go on execute it. Auto approve. See, now if you observe here, resources one added. Zero. Now you can go here, search with S3. Search with S3. See here, two buckets are there. Right? MSS S3 bucket. This one S3 bucket Terraform. This is what we have created through the script. Right? So like this, guys, you can create that S3 buckets through Terraform scripts. So last topic is elastic IP. Did you observe that if you restart the service, if you restart the EC2 instance, IP address is going to change, public IP address? Yes or no? But it is very difficult now. Every time if you restart, the public IP address is going to change, and we are going to change in the form.xml. If it is a Nexus or SonarCube server. But in the real time, we are going to use the elastic IP. Elastic IP is a reserved public IP address that you can assign to any EC2 instance in a particular region until you choose to release it, right? To allocate an elastic IP address to your account in a particular region, right? So whatever the elastic IP you are going to create in that region only how to use it. When you associate an elastic IP address with an EC2 instance, it will replace that public the IP address. See right now, if you go and see here that EC2 instances, if you select any instance, okay, I'm going in the, suppose I'm selecting that this one. If you observe here, the public IP address is there. Na? This IP address is going to replace with the elastic IP. With the elastic IP. Okay, so the problem with the public IP address is if you restart that public instance, it is going to change it. But after attaching the elastic IP, even if you restart also, the IP address is not going to be changed. Right. So now for this one, okay, so for the same I'm going to use. So right now this one, right. So now let me create a one elastic IP and I'm going to attach that one. So then elastic IP dot tf, right. So I'm going to create it. So if you want to create a elastic IP, very simple. Resource. So the resource name is AWS underscore elastic IP, EIP. And you can give any name. This one, MSS elastic IP. That's all. It is going to create a elastic IP. Now that elastic IP, whatever it is going to create, I want to map to that EC instance. Okay. So now what we are going to do? So let me add the script into the existing, or okay, let me create that one more shell script, or we can add it here only. So I'm going to write a one logic to create that instance resource here. Yes, for you are resource correct. AWS underscore, okay, elastic IP underscore association. Association means adding. Okay, MSS elastic IP underscore association. Dot bracket open close. So here we are going to get that EC2 instance details. So if you want to, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to create that EC2 instance resource AWS underscore instance. Okay, AWS elastic IP. You can give any name. So here you can write that coordinate. So here I'm going to use this one. Right? Already you guys knows this one. How to create that EC2 instance. Now for this EC2 instance, I am going to associate the this elastic IP, whatever I'm going to create. So for that one, we are going to use that AWS underscore EIP underscore association. See, we are creating the EC2 instance. We are creating the elastic IP, and that elastic IP we are mapping to that EC2 instance. Right. So for that one, here we are going to create. First, we are going to get the instance ID. Instance underscore ID equals. Okay. So here we are going to use AWS underscore instance dot. So whatever the name you are going to give here, na, this one dot and ID. So in this way, we are going to get that the EC2 instance ID. So already we used this one. Yes or no? For getting that output variable values. Now just we are going to ID. Array. Okay, ID. Now we are going to use allocation underscore ID is equal to, okay, so AWS underscore EIP, okay, then this one dot MSS. So this is the allocation we are going to use. ID. So like this, we are going to map that elastic IP to that EC2 instance. So first we are going to get that one ID, then we are going to allocate that elastic IP, AWS underscore EIP. So whatever the name we have given, that name dot ID. So this ID is the elastic IP ID. It is going to. Now let's execute this script. Go one level up, mkdir 10, cd 10. So here you can create elastic IP dot tf. So then vi provider dot tf. So here specify that the provider information. Save it. Terraform init. Then Terraform apply. So what I will do first, I'm going to create that just the instance. Okay, just I will create it. Then I will assign it. Then you can easily observe that, easily see the difference between public IP address and elastic IP. Just I am going to create the EC2 instance. The same EC2 instance later I will create the elastic IP and I will map it. Say yes. It's casting. So this is the ID 0681D. Go here. Just refresh it. This one 0681. So if you observe now, the elastic, the public IP address is this one 13.127. And if you go and see here, elastic IPs, it's not created. Right now, we don't have any elastic IP addresses. We didn't create it. And observe that IP address also for this one. It's 13.127. Now what I will do, I will edit, just remove this creation of elastic IP, right? And apply. Now what will happen? It will create that elastic IP and it is going to apply. It is going to attach to that your EC2 instance. Auto approve. See, now you can go here, just refresh it. Instead of 13, you will see the different IP address. See, now it is 65,000, 65.2 dot elastic IP. See, right? Now even if you restart n number of time this EC2 instance, this IP address is not going to change it. Right? Now if you go and here, that elastic IPs, see, you can see, right? So if you want to delete it, So here release the elastic IP, but we are not able to release. Release means deleting. So why? Because already we are using this elastic IP with the another EC2 instance. Select this one, go to the actions. So somewhere it is there. So there you can go networking, manage, disable. Somewhere it is there. Deassociate elastic IP. So once if you deassociate, now you can go to the elastic IP address, this one, and just refresh it. You can able to release that one. Okay, so it's, yes, it's a paid service. Now select it. So see here, release elastic. Release elastic means it is going to delete it. See, it is deleted. Right. So that's all, guys. So tomorrow AWS classes are going to start. So the fourth session, I'm going to create that one video end to end. So far, whatever we discussed, I'm going to create one video how to use. Right now, we use it how to create that S3 bucket, right? How to use that one, how to create the security groups, how to create the VPC, all these things, how to create that instance in one script, and I'm going to show you that one. Okay, so follow the YouTube channel. You will get that video soon, very soon. Okay, very soon means maybe in 1 week. And also, guys, I have shared that all the sample resumes who have filled that form. If you are not filling the form, I'm not going to send. Some guys fill that wrongly email ID, so I'm not able to send it. Right, it is email is bouncing. Thank you, guys. Okay, maybe I will see you later, or I may not, because this is my last class with you. So tomorrow Bala sir is going to start. Okay, thank you. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me at any point. Thank you, guys. Bye. All the best. Definitely, if you have any questions, you can call me at any time. And now onwards, no one is going to scold you, right? Even if you log in late, also, even if you're not attending, also, Bhaskar sir is not going to scold you guys, né? Right? Okay, but my suggestion is attend all the classes. Don't miss. And within 2 months from now onwards, you can count within 60 days you are going to get the job if you follow the my instructions. Thank you. So I need to start that other session. Already 2 minutes is over. People are waiting. Bye.